Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of SimAirport. The Satellites International Airport is progressing. What I've done is I've just started doing a bit of flooring over here just so that we can get this looking a little bit nicer. But all in all, it's a hive of activity. There's a lot going on. Going through the day, just thinking we're almost at the end of the day. Going through the day, we did pretty well with most things, but we have had a little bit of a late departure and we're almost not through the day yet. We've got a couple more over here as well. Someone's pointed out in the comments that there is no info displays over here, and that may be resulting in people actually going all the way back to this terminal to come and see the info display. So that's something we're going to resolve immediately by putting some more information in the building over here. We will be providing them info there, and we'll be going upstairs here and providing them with info in a number of locations. If I can find a few spots, so we'll do some info over there. We'll do a little bit of info up against the wall over here. We'll do info up against the wall over on this side, even info over here. So that means there'll be plenty of info up here. We may as well add a little bit of info in here as well, and a little bit of info over there. I think that is going to cover us nicely in terms of info displays. We also probably need to start looking at the speaker systems and so on, but hopefully the info displays by themselves make a little bit of a difference already. Okay, we need to have these guys just finish off this. We've started the expansion over here, and we've got enough money to expand a little bit more. And I'm kind of tempted for us to do so, to expand, but to be honest, we need to run it a little bit more so that we can expand. I mean, I can start expanding into this direction and into that direction. I do want to get us some additional land for some more terminal buildings per se. But what I really want to do is move this thing up. So I'm tempted to move this up and do a very nice long runway. So let's purchase that one. We'll purchase that land parcel over there. So now we've expanded that a little bit more. We'll have a look. Let's switch off the planning. Okay, so now there's a little bit more room over here. So I'm tempted to move that up as soon as we can basically afford it. So let's just run things as quickly as we can. I'm also pretty tempted to upgrade this one before we do it, so we can do a very long runway over here. We do need fuel services and all those kind of things, but I want us to get more money. Our airline satisfaction has gone up a little bit, so I'm tempted to go ahead and sort out some additional pricing over there. Longer LRTs and multi-lane access has not really become a requirement. Multiple drop-offs and pickups is not a problem yet, so we're going to leave those in place for now. Let's have a quick look, Finance Hub, and see if we can obviously grab another loan if we so choose, but our profit and loss for yesterday is looking pretty good. But I do think we still obviously haven't made the perfect ops bonus, but maybe we can start looking at our commercial pricing a little bit. Let's up this a little bit more, and we'll save those new prices. I think every little bit we increase is pretty good. Extra $10 per passenger will definitely work well for us. All of this is still kind of working quite well, so I'm not too fussed with these things. Probably need a few more boards, information display boards over here, but these guys are installing them. If I have a look at information. So now information is becoming available. Oh, those still need to be installed. There's not a lot of information over here also. So what I may do is add a little bit more information just generally around the airport. I think that's be a good idea if we do that. So let's grab some more information displays, and we'll start plopping them in a number of locations. Shall we grab, let's go info. Yes, let's get the info kiosk piece. Let's grab that over there. This one I want to dismantle and move it, so we'll replace that over there. We'll definitely do some info displays up over here so that people can actually find what they're looking for. We'll slot in a couple like this also. I'm tempted that we add a few more over here as well. Not sure we need any info here, but that's fine. We'll get a little bit at least. That's pretty good. This side I think is decent. I don't think we need much more info display over here. I think we've got most of it going on. What will be the telling part is if we actually now get people to their flights in time due to them having the information available at 1. See, that's late already. See, we just get, I don't know how we actually get the people to get here quicker. Part of the plan, once we have, once we have our spacing done, is to go underneath and actually connect these various terminal buildings through a nice central underground area. Potentially even over here somewhere we create a nice central area, and then we kind of link to other terminal buildings, and we'll see probably something over here, maybe a nice long one. We don't know. We'll have a look. Again, bottom level can work well for remote stands. Top level works well for the larger stands with the jetways. All of this is working well. Those little laybys over there, that's the place for these guys to stop, works well too. No, I'm quite happy with what we're doing in terms of moving people in and out of the terminal building. We just need to get these to work a little bit more effectively in general. I'm going to up that pricing yet again because we haven't even had any impact on that. So this is going to go up to 100, that goes up to 1.5, and we'll save those new prices and see if that makes any real impact. But that should give us a fair bit more to deal with. There's a few things we need to do. We definitely need to get to fueling, and maybe fueling is something that we can start to implement even though we're waiting. But one thing that I do want to do is actually, oh, that's pretty good. So let's, since that is all connected through there, what we could do is just start to dismantle the fences over here. Dismantle that one, and then we'll also dismantle this piece right there. I think that should do the trick. Now, if we are looking at fuel services, I'm not too sure where we can actually squeeze that in. Okay, let's quickly have a look. So fuel depot. Receives jet fuel and distributes to the pipeline connected to reservoirs. Outdoors limit is 1. So if we, in a refuel station, okay, that's fine. Provide your fuel trucks with access to fuel network storage. Allows refueling service to be offered by your airport. So that's kind of one of the first things we'll do. But if we say the depot, so we can quite easily provide a little bit of a area here for them to kind of refuel things. And I do kind of wonder how that or all of that works. So yes, I think I'll probably provide a fueling facility somewhere over here. Money is rolling in. Airport is pretty quiet. How did we go yesterday in terms of these flights being on time? So there's a couple here. There's a few there that's missed things out. And so on and so on. Towards the end of the day, we did pretty well. So it's just like 4 flights that we didn't quite get in time. So it's unfortunate, and I'm struggling to actually get the things to work. Maybe tomorrow it'll go better, but maybe we also do need to find ourselves a PA system or something like that can work. So fuel depot. If I place it in here, something like this, we should, okay, so let's see, if we place it like that, we should be able to, so let's start the building of that. What's that saying? What's the issue? not actually telling me what the issue is. So we'll go with the road pieces. So if we do that, and that, hopefully that helps us out a little bit. So guys, come and construct that. We can move our way into fuel. We should be able to upgrade these to fuel directly, but we also may have to get a fuel station and so on. Those things have been sorted out. So now we actually have sufficient cash to start construction of a new runway, and I'm very tempted to do that. I am very tempted to do that. So if we say asphalt runway or concrete runway, shall we do concrete runway? Okay, we have enough, we probably have sufficient funding to do that. So if we say that's big ones, anything bigger, A380, where? We're adding one more all the time. Can we see the A380 yet? 737, 787, A320. I don't actually see the A380. So it seems like we'll have to extend it a little bit more. So let's cancel that. We'll not build it now. We will wait until we can actually purchase this piece over here, which shouldn't be much more. So another day of action over here while we try and get everything going. So not connected to an underground fuel pipeline network. So that's fair enough. So if we go underground, we need to get fuel. A fuel tank, underground fuel tank is probably what? How on earth are we going to do that? Look at that thing. Underground fuel tank storage is an extra large form factor, takes up all of floors -1 and -2, whether it is placed and requires nothing but whether it is placed and requires nothing above it during construction. Well, fair enough, but geez, that is ludicrously expensive. We can't even begin to afford that. But what we could begin to afford is one of these fuel tanks. So what I'm actually tempted to do is just going to link it up here. We will give it a go, give a little bit of fuel tank a build right over there, and then we'll grab fuel pipes and we will link these guys together. So the fuel tank could actually go to the other side. This might be a bit of a security threat, by the way. It has to be connected, right? Oh, now it should be connected. So now what we have is we can actually start getting fuel delivered. We obviously need to purchase fuel. But in order for us to do so, I was kind of tempted to get us a little bit of a fueling station over here. So if we look at fuel again, we can grab a refuel station, which is pretty pricey. Blocked by the baggage hub. Is there something under? Oh, it's got a bit of an underground connection going on, but I'm not too sure where we should be placing it. I don't want to. If we go underneath, so we won't be able to actually connect some of these things. Maybe what we should do is we should just kind of try and park it right over here somewhere as a simple first access point. So let's do that. Let's put it in there, and we'll put some standard road pieces. We'll kind of construct some simple road connections in here and see if that kind of helps us out. Obviously, we also need to, under utilities, connect these things. So we will link that up that way, and then we should be able to offer fuel services if we purchase fuel, of course. So now we've got enough money to purchase this piece of land, so let's purchase that. We're doing a pretty decent job in terms of getting money, so not too bad. Let's get rid of the planning And we'll continue with that. We'll get our dismantle tool up and running, and we'll start removing this so we can have a little bit of room. And then we should be able to actually provide, yeah, that should be pretty cool actually. Yeah, so that's much longer than that. So I think we are going to just place our runway. The alternate, right? The alternate, guys, is we just extend this runway. But I do think it may be better to kind of move it a little bit. But we could just extend this runway. It's a little close to what's going on over here. But then what we could do is we could do another terminal building on that side. Yeah, it may be good. Let's quickly go to planning. And if I say in planning, and we'll look at taxiway. So let's say we taxiway it up all the way through here. And then what we do is we will need some kind of additional space. So if we say these are like 4, like so, if we do that as a, so then we can do a terminal over here. We could do a pretty long terminal over there. I just don't like that it's so close to it. Alternatively, what we could do is we could taxiway it like this. We could do a terminal here and there, and we could place these guys up like so, right? And we run a little something like that. We run it along this way. That's the terminal. We do more stands here, and we run that in there, right? Something like that potentially. That could almost be a pretty decent view of things. Then we could do another terminal piece over here with 4 more. Oops, I don't want to do that. Then maybe 3, and then we do this kind of setup. And then we could, of course, expand the whole system going later. But the problem with this setup, though, is that this is a little bit tight. So I think we're probably going to need to purchase yet another land parcel so we can move that out of the way a little bit more. Alternatively, what we could do, no, but I think the runway center is probably a good idea in terms of getting the terminals, getting access for the flights close by. So I think that's going to be the challenge. So let's collect a little bit more cash, and then we'll expand over there. Wow, that's up to 1.3 mil. My goodness, that is crazy amounts. Okay, let's see. How did we do today in terms of getting... No, I think we missed out yesterday. Yeah, there's a few that's kind of ended up with problems. Okay, so one of the things that I'm kind of tempted to do is start looking at, oh, hang on, before we get bogged down into those things, let's quickly go ahead and do fuel services. I don't want to necessarily do recurring stuff. So that's the market price where it's at the moment. We can purchase, there's deliveries coming in. Pricing model is a none at the moment. Okay, hang on. Let's quickly pause it while we quickly have a look at what's going on over here. So there's no delivery spending. There's a daily delivery schedule. We can set a recurring order. We can do one-time buys. And we could check the pricing model. But at the same time, what is we saying? Refueling services will not be offered to airlines. Tomorrow's estimated demand, if prices stay the same, is about 0 of 59 flights will request fuel. Well, how do we actually switch it on though? Do we have all the staff we need? I'm pretty sure we have kind of all the staff. All of those are occupied. Should we just do we just kind of, why can't we? So now the fuel price is up here. Oh, hang on. Pricing model chooses at least one hangar with a fuel truck. So that was the issue. So if we go and see assigned vehicles, we will get one fuel truck, please. So now we've got a fuel truck. So now we can have a look at that again. Excellent. So now the pricing model, track the market. So we can effectively track the market, or we can set a fixed price. My concern with tracking the market is that we may end up losing some stuff. So let's set a fixed price. We'll set the price at let's say 127. Okay, so that's about 10 cents higher than it is at the moment. That's the fixed price. And what we're going to do is we're going to buy one-time fuel. We're going to kind of fill up our 90,000 liters at one, and that gives us a little extra, but that's effectively, so we should make like 10% funding on that. So let's buy that. Okay, and we'll see how that goes. So now I can actually keep an eye on that. Hopefully that doesn't drop too much more. But anyway, we're making 10 cents per liter at the moment, which I am quite happy with. We already purchased it, I believe, so it shouldn't be a big deal. A big deal for us. Oh, so this is now done. So we could go ahead and expand our runway. So let's have a look at expanding that runway. Probably need to. There we go. A380, A380, A380. There we go. 240 gives me the A380. So that's going to be the one. So let's get our runway upgraded, please. This should be urgent priority because actually that was a pretty poor timing on my part. At the same time, we may have to get rid of this guy because I'm going to have to connect this in here. So unfortunately, this one is going to be dismantled. Right, flames that must be rescheduled. Okay, let's pause that for a second. Let's quickly go and have a look at our flight schedule. So B8 unfortunately cannot actually accommodate any more flights. So can we move them? Yes. Okay, so let's move them to these open slots that we've got available over here. Okay, that should be fine. Then we can start squeezing these in there. So now you're actually just gonna, yeah, actually that's fine. That's not actually gonna work for us. So this is gonna be a little bit problematic. So let's see about squeezing in those two, and then we'll potentially just have to cancel. Are you sure you want to cancel Pacific Airlines? Yes, thank you, termination fee. So with those removed, I will go ahead and dismantle this piece, right? There are 8 flights scheduled to use this gate, must be rescheduled first. Oh, but they have been. But I'm assuming that means we have to get through the day first. But what I'm very worried about at the moment, though, is that this guy won't actually operate. So yeah, that was a bit of a bummer. I don't think this is going to work well for us. The day might see very little action, a lot of people missing flights delayed, no income whatsoever, all those kind of good stuff. And of course, yeah, of course our fuel that we just purchased is not going to do anything for us. We only have half the fuel that we expected. We're probably going to start seeing some flights. I'm not sure if it's going to work immediately due to the fact that, so now it's done, but I'm assuming, yeah, taxiway on both ends. So that's really our challenge. What we could do is we could try and connect it to this side. And maybe in the interim, we're going to have to do that. Oh, there's the rest of the flights for the day. So unless we kind of just run through the day and have none of that work, we're probably going to have a bit of a challenge on our hands. Otherwise, we'll have to kind of run it over this way. We may have to run it over that way anyway. So let's say we do something like this, guys. And we tie that in like this, like so. And we try and get that fixed up. It's not a pretty setup, not at all. It's not at all a pretty setup. This guy can be going into all kinds of directions. These guys could be, yeah, we don't know. We'll have to see how this works. But at the moment, it is very problematic. And to be honest, we're probably going to have it fixed before this construction is done. I mean, we're going to have these guys out of the way before the construction is done. Lots of people, I'm assuming, missing their flights. I'm not too sure what's the situation when we just don't have the runway available. Would like to purchase that piece as well, but we don't. We don't have any kind of money to do that. No, it's been a bit of a disaster. So the building of a new runway might have been an easier fix for us, I think. The one thing I don't like about, there's a few things, but one of the things that I really don't like is this this land purchase model that we've got going on over here. I get that it needs to be expensive and all those kind of things, but it's really silly to just, I feel it's really silly to purchase little slithers of land, especially if you're trying to really expand. The way Airport CEO deals with it with the big blocks is probably better. And I know there's probably a way of going into the save data file and sorting it out from there. But at the moment, just doing the standard way. Oh, there we go, working now. All of a sudden we've got flights arriving. Oh, they're actually just getting off here. Okay, so now we'll see a little bit of cash coming in. Even the airline interest is going up. The prices are good. The runway was closed. All these kind of things, but still no problems on our side. We'll make a fair bit of money from fueling as well. So I'm hoping that works quite well. Getting a little bit of cash coming in, so at least we're recovering from some of these problems a little bit. Actually, this little slip off over here is not working out too badly for us. Not working out too badly. So we'll just do taxiways on the other side as well. Maybe we should do that at the moment while we have all of this going on. So let's do something like that. And what we can do is we can probably do a very similar thing over here. So we can start getting that built, and then we need to save money for that next move over there. Okay, now one thing that I'm kind of keen on doing is getting this maintenance into a building. And I was tempted to, yeah, potentially do it under here. Something like that could work for us. So let's get ourselves a little bit of walls going on here. Where are we now? Of course, this is where we're at. So a little bit of walls in here. 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure. Oh, and we can't actually build it now. So let's cancel that, please. That's not actually going to work for us. But I'm keen we potentially try a spot. Maybe in here. So let's build a bit of foundation over here. And what we'll do is we'll put some stuff in there. So foundation, let's link up a little bit of foundation. Let's do it this way. Let's link up a little bit of foundation like that. We'll see about getting ourselves a bit of a something to go down somewhere, a staircase or something. So we can get both maintenance and a PA room down there in the basement somewhere. The construction pieces are underway. We're making decent money, but and again, the airline doesn't seem to mind too much what's going on. So let us go to commercial pricing, and I'm even going to up it again. So let's do something like that, see what that does. If it doesn't impact it, why don't we just do it and get tons of money? Okay, people are going to their connections today. We should have a pretty decent do a pretty decent job at getting a lot of stuff done. Oh, this guy should be fine, so we can dismantle that and connect this through here, which is kind of the plan of action that we have. All kinds of planes kind of linking in a variety of spots. With that dismantled, we'll connect this up here, and then, yeah, pretty good actually. We'll be pretty good. We do need to save more money, but we are making tons more money now, I think. Oh, the one thing I should check is my passenger numbers may be going down. But if your passenger numbers go down, you could potentially get the perfect ops bonus a little bit quicker. So maybe it all works out well. So if we go to yesterday, how much did we make? We lost a lot of money due to materials. But terminal fees... Ooh, look at that. Oh, no, we lost money on the fuel. Because we purchased fuel and we only sold some of the fuel, of course. So, but at least we almost broke even on the fuel. So how much fuel do we actually have left in here now? Only 52 liters. So we really didn't make any money? How crazy is that? We need to figure out what we're going to do with fuel. Fuel is a little bit of a challenge, I think. We need to figure out how that would work for us. So let's connect those up there. There's a guy standing over here. Maybe if we give you a taxiway, you can find your way home. What are you saying? Look at this. Oh my goodness. And we have bins everywhere. So I think it's kind of a situation of we need a few more janitors. How many janitors do we have? Not a lot, actually. Let's up that number. We'll double the amount of janitors we have. Hopefully they can keep the place clean now. But guys, that's where we're going to kind of end this episode for now. Hopefully they'll finish off these things. We've got some construction under here that should have been done. Oops. So we'll finish off some of the construction in our next episode. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've liked it, hit that button. I appreciate your support. Please leave me some comments. Tell me what you think in general and in specifics. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.